tidings, ladies and gentlemen of the lodge, and welcome back. Wouldn't you know it, we are back at it again today with another Kingdom Hearts video. This one is also going to be circling around Kingdom Hearts 4. Interestingly enough, today's video is going to zero us in on everybody's two favorite half-pints, Donald and Goofy. After bearing witness to a mind-blowing trailer, Square decided to give us a little tease for what two of Sora's best buds are up to. I've seen many theories thrown around that Donald and Goofy are in the Underworld looking for Sora, or that they were down there in the Underworld looking for Hades. And even though I believe this figure at the end is Hades, I don't believe for a second that it's him or Sora that have Donald and Goofy searching the Underworld. I have another prediction, one that I have a pretty good gut feeling about. Donald and Goofy are looking for Auron. Let's discuss. So first things first, I want to disqualify the theory that Donald and Goofy are looking for either Sora or Hades. So let's start with Sora. So I believe that overall Donald and Goofy's goal is to find Sora, but I believe they are in the Underworld looking for someone to help, not for Sora specifically. This can be clearly evidenced by looking at Goofy's exact dialogue. When Donald asks, "I wonder where he is," Goofy replies, "I don't know, but I sure hope he can help." So we can clearly gauge here that they aren't looking for Sora in the Underworld, but rather someone that can help them locate him. So with that one line of dialogue, given that the translation is correct, we can disqualify that Sora is who they are looking for. So now, let's move on to Hades. Good old Hades, Lord of the Dead. You could make the argument that they are looking for Hades down here as being the Lord of the Dead, perhaps he can offer some insight. But if Hades were the one they were looking for, why would Donald shudder at the sight of him? Again, assuming this is him. Why would Goofy and Donald appear frightened to see him? If this is who they were looking for, I imagine they would have reacted much differently. It would appear to me that Donald and Goofy, if anything, were looking to avoid Hades while down here. Also, what would make them think that Hades would even help them? So now, with both Hades and Sora theoretically disqualified, allow us to qualify Auron as the man our two half-pints are seeking. So, allow me to give a little spoiler warning here. If you haven't played Final Fantasy X and aren't looking to get spoiled on anything, now would be a good time to leave. Now, with that said, allow me to explain why Auron has got to be the one Donald and Goofy are seeking out. First things first, when we think about the Olympus Underworld, who is lurking down here that Donald and Goofy have built a solid rapport with other than Auron? Herc, Meg, Phil, they're all in the real world. Of all the characters who have been shown to be lurking in the Underworld, Auron is the one with perhaps the friendliest relationship with Donald and Goofy. So it would make sense that that's who they would be seeking help from, given their collaborations in the past. Our next point is going to rope in some Final Fantasy X. So last warning for spoilers. So as we know from Final Fantasy X, and honestly Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, Auron is already dead. Experience is the best teacher, right? It would make sense for Donald and Goofy to seek his counsel because, well, he has experience being dead. Maybe he can offer some insight as to how he ended up from his world in the Olympus Underworld. But it isn't just Auron's mortal fate that would qualify him as a good candidate to give advice. Now, I doubt Donald and Goofy themselves know this, but the reason why maybe Nomura and the gang would allude to this encounter is because for those who have played Final Fantasy X, we know full well that Auron has traveled back and forth between different planes of existence, through both time and space. And as we learned from Final Fantasy X's ending, Zanarkand was essentially a dreamscape dreamed up by the Faith, an entire world that had been dreamt up. Auron numerous times moved back and forth between Zanarkand, the dreamscape, and Spira, which was a concrete reality, for lack of a better term. Auron having experience moving between two planes of existence while being dead could perhaps shine a light on how not only to retrieve Sora, but may also offer insight on ways to potentially reach Quadratum as well. So when we throw it all together here, with Goofy outright saying they are looking for someone who can help and not Sora himself, and with their shock and fear at the sight of Hades, I feel both characters are disqualified as the subject of Donald and Goofy's search. Seeing as Orin is either in the Underworld or the Far Plane, has a friendly rapport with Donald and Goofy, has experience being deceased, and also has experience jumping between different planes of existence, I can't help but feel like there is a very good chance that Orin is the one they are seeking out. After all, who else is in the Olympus Underworld that they have such a friendly relationship with? Now, even if Orin is the one they are seeking out, there's no guarantee that they're going to encounter him. It's very possible that in some way Donald and Goofy's encounter with Hades will bring them the valuable information for how the Realm of Death works. But ladies and gentlemen, sickos and normies, of course I am sure you realize by now that I am not perfect, so if there's anything that I missed here in this theory, please feel free to share it with me in the comments below. Do you think Orin is the one they are seeking out? Or is there another character that I may have overlooked when putting this all together? Do let me know. But until then, you all be good out there, be good to each other, and I will see all of you beautiful sickos and normies next time.